Even stars must die.
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 hardest female video game bosses. For this list, we're looking at the villainous vixens of gaming that had us wanting to break our controllers or keyboards out of rage. Which of these bosses had you fuming? Let us know in the comments. Number 10. Jun Kazama, Tekken Tag Tournament 2.
Ready for the next battle.
With Jun not having appeared in a Tekken game since the first tag tournament, many of us had a hard time facing her in Tekken Tag Tournament 2. By this point in the series, several characters from the original games have been reworked and expanded upon, and Jun received the same treatment. Much of her moveset fits more in line with the martial arts style, and many of her moves can be strung together through parries and counterattacks. On top of that, winning one round will cause her to unleash her darker persona, Unknown, who boasts several BS moves as one would expect from a Tekken boss. This video is sponsored by Raid Shadow Legends. Dive into a rich world with millions of players, hundreds of champions to collect, and tons of activities like dungeons and PvP with Raid Shadow Legends. Download it on mobile and desktop for free. Now let's take a look at 3 of my favorite badass champions you can collect in Raid. This is Duchess Lilitu, a powerful legendary demon spawn who supports her allies in all areas of play. Now Harvest Jack is the true king of Halloween, with the ability to steal buffs from his enemies to empower his team, not to mention great crowd control and a destructive poison that slowly kills. He is a nightmare to fight against. And here we've got Soul Drinker, definitely one of the coolest looking demons around who can deal some serious damage. And this month, Raids just released a huge new feature, Awakening, and a brutal new dungeon, the Iron Twins Fortress. If you take down the Iron Twins, you'll gain the ability to awaken your champions. Awakening your champions lets you choose a powerful blessing that can transform how they perform in battle. The new blessings look great, and I love the added level of strategy and depth that they give to battles. And Raid has just released a super-powered legendary version of everybody's favorite champion, Death Knight. Ultimate Death Knight is the pinnacle of power, and he can be yours for free. Just log in and play Raid for 7 days between now and October 27th, and Ultimate Death Knight will be added to your team. Use DK Rise's promo code for a bunch of free items to instantly level your new strongest champion all the way to level 50, 5-star Ascension. Start playing Raid today. Click my link in the description or scan my QR code here on screen and you'll get unique bonuses worth $30. We're talking a free epic champion, Aina, 200k silver, 1 energy refill, 1 XP boost, and 1 ancient shard so you can summon awesome champions as soon as you get in game. All these rewards will be waiting for you right here. Number 9. Medusa, Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Assassin's Creed has never really been known to have difficult boss fights, and yet Medusa seems to have been the toughest in the franchise. For the first phase of the fight, she'll summon henchmen while she cowers behind a shield, trying to turn you into stone as you deal with her goons. Afterward, you'll have to balance hiding behind cover and taking shots while avoiding her devastating magic. Considering Medusa is basically an endgame boss, you shouldn't have too much trouble with her compared to the rest of our entries. Number 8. The End Singer, Final Fantasy XIV. Fans of gigantic goth girlfriends most likely fawned over the sight of this boss, and we can't blame them. The End Singer is gorgeous, but she is also one of the more frustrating bosses on this list. See, it's not enough for you and your party to have high-level gear. You all need to have exceptional coordination skills in order to make this work. The End Singer also has a wide range of area of effect attacks. The fight gets even more hectic as it progresses, so it's important for everyone to have eyes on each other and not play too independently. Number 7. Alma, Ninja Gaiden. The Ninja Gaiden games are already extremely tough. What other game allows dismembered enemies to live long enough to potentially kill you? Of any encounter, Alma remains one of the hardest bosses in the franchise, which isn't too surprising considering she's Rachel's sister. She can dodge most of your attacks without trouble and will remain airborne most of the time in the first fight. your best method is to just keep knocking her down with a flying swallow attack. Thankfully, the second encounter wasn't as bad as the first, which is why Alma ultimately lands this low on the list. Number 6. Lady Shizuka, Samurai Showdown. Samurai Showdown isn't like most fighting games where combos are the key to success. Defense is the name of the game, and you'll need to be extremely defensive when fighting the final boss, Lady Shizuka. Though she does give some pause between attacks, getting hit once opens up getting comboed. What's worse is that she does not take as much damage as your previous opponents, and you'll only be able to nail a few shots when she's vulnerable before you're thrown back on the defense. Just be patient and study her patterns like a true samurai warrior, and you'll seize victory. Number 5. Sigrún, God of War. Each of the 8 basic Valkyries can be tough to fight against, but when you reach the leader, Sigrún, the difficulty skyrockets. Not only does she hold every other ability her fallen comrades held, but she also deals significantly more damage than them. Even if you have the highest level of gear, she shows a ton of resistance to your attacks. Many players have walked away, and no matter what difficulty you're playing on, Sigrún will prove to be the ultimate challenge in God of War. That said, you better know your combos if you want to get that sweet platinum trophy. Number 4. Rumor Honeybottoms, Cuphead. Auto-scrolling levels are the bane of any platform player's existence, and with Cuphead already being a tough game, an auto-scroller was the last thing we needed. To beat this Queen Bee, you'll need to constantly jump between platforms while being aware of her attack patterns and whatever projectiles are being thrown where. It is very much a madhouse of a stage, and the only reason Rumor didn't get any higher was because her final phase is arguably the easiest part of the fight. Just make sure you're well prepared before attempting an expert run. Number 3. Alpha-152, Dead or Alive 4. The Dead or Alive games have come with some difficult boss fights before, with the likes of Tengu and Genra. However, Alpha-152 is a beaut of a boss that will leave you scarred. Be prepared for flurries of kicks, throws that will knock out more than half of your health, and tons of teleport spam. What makes this whole fight worse is that the floor is electrified, and many of her moves will knock you to the ground. In other words, she gets more opportunities to deal more damage to you. Number 2. Parace L'sia, Arcana Hearts series. No fighting game boss will ever come close to the nonsense that is Parace L'sia. This is one fight that refuses to let you play the game, as she will assault you with a ton of projectile attacks while transitioning into her next attack with no hesitation. There is almost no time for reaction, let alone retaliation, and you will suffer countless defeats because of some whack BS she decided to throw at the last minute, like health regeneration or some other screen-wide attack. Even Alpha-152 is easier than this. Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure to go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. Malenia, Blade of Miquella, Elden Ring.
I am Malenia, Blade of Miquella.
Originally, we would have put our old favorite on the list, Lady Maria of the Astral Clock Tower from Bloodborne. Alas, we have to admit that she has been dethroned. Malenia, Blade of Miquella is by far one of the most difficult bosses From Software has ever designed. In addition to her ability to inflict Scarlet Rot in her second phase, there is no way to prevent her from healing, and she is highly resistant to both poison and Scarlet Rot. Despite these hindrances and suffering countless deaths, we'd still duel with her again at any given time. Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from WatchMojo and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.